Starting. We're live! We're live! You're live! We're live!
Oh yeah, we live now.
How are you, Wizard?
I'm great. How you doing?
Fantabulous, generally spectacular, magnificent. What you up to? How you loving? How you loving?
I'm good. How's everybody out there doing?
All our peeps are piling on. I know you're going to be checking comments. So if this is your first time to The Witch and the Wizard, welcome. I am the Witch and...
I am the Wizard.
Hey, Wiz, how did you discover... What were you going to say?
You know that I can't check my comments, right?
You can't see the comments?
You could see it on the iPhone screen.
Oh, the comments, right. Okay, I'll pull up the comments. I'll pull up the comments. Wiz,
Sorry.
It's all good. How did you first discover that you were magical, or how did you know? We know that you're the wizard, and we know that you have magic and you're a shaman. How did you discover that?
Well, first of all, what's the topic?
Thank you for keeping me on track. Thank you for keeping me on track. Tonight's topic, you're on Tantra Talks, and tonight's topic is sex magic. we were doing an intro into how we arrived in being magical, and then we'll segue into sex magic. How's that? Is that cool?
I mean, I guess.
Or go anywhere you want to go with it. Go anywhere you want to go with it.
Yeah, I really want to find a way to get these messages, because I really want to see them.
I know you love seeing the comments from our people.
Yeah, let me know if I'm here.
I'm going to pull them up. So I believe you just went sideways.
Excuse me?
You just went sideways?
What do you mean?
You look sideways now. You're like this. Did you just flip something?
No, I didn't flip something, but
Okay, now you're right side up. Now you're right side.
I'm trying to see if I can pull up the comments.
Oh, okay. So tonight's show is all about sex magic. And if this is your first time with The Witch and the Wizard, we're doing just a quick intro. I am Reverend Valerie Love, soul, a divine midwife of soul destiny, Christian witch, and the author of 11 books on practice. Catch up with me at ValerieLoveTV.com here on YouTube. That's the first channel, my first channel. And of course, we have this show every Sunday night with The Witch and the Wizard at thewitchandthewizard.com. So welcome. You're on Tantra Talks, and Tantra Talks is all about harnessing, acknowledging, using, and experiencing, inviting forward the sexual energy to create your life. It's the most powerful that we have, and so we have it here for you to pull it forward, use it. And I see that the Wiz is on comments. He'll be right back. And in the meantime, I want to let you know also that if you go to The Witch and the Wizard pulled up, I'll give you a little peek at some of the goodies that we have going on at The Witch and the Wizard. Let's take a peek. Hold on a second. Thank you for joining us tonight on the show. Thank you. So we're going to pop you over for a quick moment to the magicoflove.com, and it's right underneath. So if you look right underneath this vid, we're going to show you we're going to show you exactly, we'll link up to it, the magicoflove.com, where you can catch up with the witch and the wizard. And magic is spelled with a K, so that we distinguish between magic, which is done on a show, and is done for a spiritual practice. This is magic with a spiritual practice. So if you click on the retreat, the Witch and the Wizard invite you with us to Sedona, to the Magic of Love Sedona retreat this December 1st to the 4th. We have an incredible payment plan. So click on Sedona retreat, and it will take you over to the full page where everything about the retreat that you possibly wanted to know, maybe even more. So while we wait for Wiz to come back on the line.
Can you hear me?
Oh, let me see if I can hear you now. I was showing them. Yeah, perfect. So we are pulling up, showing them a couple of things on the Magic of Love and the retreat, so that everyone knows exactly how to get there. Hop them over to our website, and at the Magic of Love retreat, we have an incredible payment plan for you. That payment plan is available, I believe, just for the next few weeks or so that you can even put yourself to the Sedona retreat. So very exciting. Also, the Witch and the Wizard have a coaching program coming up June, starting in about 7 weeks, about 7 weeks. This is a 6-week, and you can click on coaching and hop on over to the Relationship Bliss 6-week coaching program with the Witch and the Wizard. And it's all about how you can register right there. Very good pricing for couples and for singles. So let's go back to the topic of the show for today. So Wiz, you're back. You want to intro yourself for anyone who's just meeting us? Did you get the comments? You found a way to get the comments?
Because I lost you at some point, so I just decided not to do it. But I'm gonna be lost without these comments because I love talking to
you. I tell you what, you lead us for the comments. How's that?
No, it's okay.
Okay. So tell us a little bit. Can you do you care to share a little bit about yourself for our newbies, for folks who have never seen us before? I sense that there's a lot of new people coming into the show tonight. And what say you about yourself, your magical self, Wizard?
Nothing much. I'm not a big talker when it comes to myself. They might need to go watch the other shows.
Well, say something while you give me an opportunity to pull up the comments.
Okay, I'll take it away. Take it away, Ralph. Nothing much. Welcome. And I see we have new peoples. Don't be shy to ask any questions. You joined the Witch and the Wizard, and this is all about Tantra talk, spirituality, love, sex, relationships, everything that makes everything go round. As far as myself, I have my background is psych and education and spirituality, and I love helping people, working with couples. I gear more towards relationship and love, because that's one of the biggest issues that I see in this world and amongst our people. And a lot of self-healing and all sorts of things. Depends what you bring into the table. So I'm really happy to see you guys. Today's topic is sex magic. I believe we picked this last week. And actually, we were going to talk some about that last week, and we didn't get to it. Even though we spoke for about 2.5 hours, I think we were on the show. Wasn't it? It
was over 2 hours. That Yoni show went on and on and on, because folks love the Yoni show. And Wiz, you have got to see. I saw that you commented to a couple of our people on the channel, because
I did.
They loved the Yoni show.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. You know, my memory is short. So today's topic is the sex magic, and we're gonna take all perspectives on it. As far as me, I have a very broad view on it, because it's something that I believe a lot of people practice and don't know it. Just like we talked about the yoni worshiping and a lot of things that we do. And there are such major links between this and manifestation and success, drive, focus, motivation, spiritual alignment, physical alignment, because there's a spiritual part, mental, spiritual, emotional, and that's separate from the physical aspect of it. And it all intertwines. And it's really crazy because throughout my years of counseling, I really have used this and just love in general to go across the board with addiction, dealing with people with dual diagnosis. And I don't mean sex addiction. I'm talking about drugs and alcohol. I'm talking about all kinds of addictions. So this is going to be a great show. I'm going to let Reverend Val introduce you all to where her touches are on sex magic. Why you look so surprised and happy, excited? You look like you ready to roll.
I am so ready to roll, because what you're saying is absolutely accurate, that many people use sex magic. I think we've all been using sex in our lives without having the specific details of it. Yeah, it's somewhat natural to us to use sex magic. So we'll talk a little bit about the mechanics of sex magic and how it works. Yeah, like you say, many of us have been using sex magic all our lives. Now, I realized something. I could not bring up the comments on my iPad. However, I can bring them up on the computer while I watch on the show too. So go. What's the first? What would you say is the intro to sex magic? What is it actually?
As far as for me, it's the actual practice and aligning all of your spiritual and sexual energy and driving it to a result that you want, whether you're trying to manifest money, whether you're trying to manifest some things in your life. It's basically taking that energy, because remember, love is the most powerful energy there is and the most powerful source. So when you mix sex with it, now we're talking about the mental, because remember that when we talk about energy and love, that's all the spiritual, emotional stuff, right? And what are we doing when we want to manifest things? We want to touch that energy on that extra source, right? We want to touch on the extra source. We want to be spiritually aligned. We want to pull everything, and we want it to manifest in the present world, and it's something that's tangible that we can touch into the physical part of the world, right? So when I look at sex magic, I think about sex magic. We're talking about bringing all that energy from the world, all that love, all that passion, all that desire, all that faith that you have, all that lust, all that stuff that is so strong, and bringing it, manifesting it into the world, into like, and bringing it into your reality and your presence. So, and that's how you get to manifest a lot of things that you want, whether it's love, whether it's somebody specific, whether it's money, blase. You can do it on your own. You can do it with somebody. There's a lot of different ways, but that's really it for me, and that's really my intro to it.
Love it. I can see the comments now. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Great.
Okay. So we have so many of our peeps that we love, love, love. Of course, May Aguilera's is here. Suicide Gamer Tag. I know who that is. That's Karima up in the Bronx, New York. She said, yes, I'm first. 1111 Coach. We know who that is. Coach Tiffany. Deidre says, good evening. the Yoni show was great. Oh, my May says, I love those earrings, Valerie. Thank you. You know, I got to do a little something, something for our page. You know that. Oh, you look lovely. Wiz, I think they're talking to you. You look lovely. No, I'm kidding.
Thank you. Took me a long time to pick up this white shirt, this black shirt. Took me a long time to pick it out.
Oh yeah, you working it, man. You working it.
No, I didn't have to iron it. I was like, all right, let's go with this.
No ironing required. Life on the Move lot, of course, is present. Hey, Life on the Move lot, how you doing?
Life on the Move. What's up, baby?
Our faithful peeps, we love our faithful peeps. Sacred Conjure, oh, that is Miss Monique. We know Monique. Hey, Monique, how you doing, Miss Sacred Conjure? Sacred Conjure said, hey, wizard.
What's up, Monique? Love ya.
Your third eye is blinging on the screen. Awesome. Coach Tiffany told me my third eye. She said, Val, your third eye is blinging on the screen. Okay. Yes, we hear you. Yes, the sound is good. And we got Mary. We got Brown Boy. Hey, Brown Boy. How you doing? Where's Brown Boy's with us?
Brown Boy.
Brown Boy is here. We got Deirdre Daniels. Yes, she said the Yoni show was great. We got both of you look good as always. Thank you, Life on the Move lot.
Thank you, Life on the Move lot.
Loba says, I'm a Dominican from the Heights in New York. Come on, Loba. I know that's right.
Oh, what's up? ¿Qué lo que? Washington Heights. Ya soy yo también. Washington Heights. GW Bridge. 179.
Those are, oh, that's Wizards peeps right there. Daniel is here. So not to be funny, but if I want zillions of dollars, could I think about it during sex and then when ejaculation occurs, yell out, money, 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 money. Oh, yes, right. Macho man.
Definitely can, but Daniel, we got to talk about the time. The timing is important as well. There has to be a buildup. I'm sure you can handle it. We'll get into it in the details, but there has to be a buildup. We can't do it for 2 or 3 minutes only. I mean, it has to be almost a meditative thing. 15 minutes and over, I would say.
Yes, indeed. And also we have Alexa. I hope I'm saying that accurately. Alexa Bernhardt, newbie watching from Canada. Welcome!
Canada.
New, and we got a newbie. Ding, 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 ding. We have a newbie to Tantra Talks. Yay! Loba says, Claro que sí.
Claro que sí. Claro que sí.
Claro que sí.
Sí, sí. Mándame un mensaje en el internet, ya tú sabes. Dominicano para siempre. Beso para ti, beso para ti.
And Daniel Hogan says, I know that sex magic works. Yes. So let's get into a little bit more about the details of sex magic. And let's talk about why this show. Yeah, let's do it. You ready? You ready, Wiz? Let's do it. So the reason that this show is called Tantra Talks is because Tantra is really the sexual energy, the Shakti that powers the whole universe. Sexual energy powers everything. It's in everything. And this is the perfect show to have at this time because as a witch, if you are perhaps a Wiccan, or if you're a witch, or if you practice any kind of magic, you know that this month we just had Beltane on May 1st. And Beltane is a festival. It's one of the 8 what they call Sabbats. It's a festival, or it's a holiday, I guess you could say, for witches. And that Sabbat is all about sex. It's really that May 1st, when you look around, nature is having sex everywhere. So the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and spring, and it's coming to life. And there is sort of this legend that the horned god goes through the woods, you know, and it's all dormant, coming out from winter, and the horn god goes seeking the goddess. And during the Beltane festival, they come together, or the Beltane celebration, they come together, and it's really the union of the divine, the god and the goddess. And that's what Beltane is all about. It's really was a sex pretty much a sex festival, because all of nature right now is having sex. So everywhere, sex right now. So you could say that nature is the ultimate sex.
Don't fall asleep in the woods. Not tonight.
Something might get you and have its way with you.
Not
tonight. And in a lot of covens, they do a ritual that sort of enacts the god and the goddess coming together in this sexual union. And it's the union, the ultimate union of the masculine and feminine, the god and the goddess. And isn't that what everyone's looking for? Everyone is looking for that unity, or that wholeness, that oneness where you feel completely one. Show was off the hook, Sacred Conjure said. Thank you, Monique. Monique said 179, and she would go wizard. She said, go wizard. Sacred Conjure. Monique says, I need to manifest a mate that will participate in all this awesomeness. Oh, absolutely. And hey, Mia Flores. Mia Flores is with us. Yeah. Greetings, beautiful people. Mia Flores says, yep, I'm on 180, Loba. I'm on 180. Oh, look at that, 179th Street. And he's on 180th Street. Oh my goodness! And my family's on 178th Street. OMG!
Next week, I'm gonna be on 180 and Wadsworth next week. Actually,
that's amazing. That's amazing.
I'm gonna be there. Email me. Amazing. We'll talk. We'll have our own Tantra talks over some plátanos.
Plantanos. Oh my goodness! I love plantanos. So my daughter is here. Hey. Empress Lock Live. Everybody say hello to my beautiful daughter, Empress Lock Live. Arlene Cahet. OMG. Arlene is here.
What's up, Arlene?
King's wife is here. Come on. I'm so excited. Daniel, my experience has shown that when I was having sex with women in my past and I didn't ejaculate, I would feel a surge of energy that felt like I could do 1,000 push-ups. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly, Daniel. This is exactly what we teach you on Tantra Talks, that you want to have more neos, men, non-ejaculatory orgasms. And we'll get down to how to do the sex magic. But Wiz is a master on that topic. What say you to Daniel about how to manifest if you're not pouring out everything all over the place?
Well, you're going to have to pour at some point, Daniel. But the good thing, because this is what I believe. I mean, and some people do different things, but what I truly believe is this. Daniel, I'm with you on that, because I'm all about preservation of the energy and multiple orgasms and extending the orgasms. I'm all about that. But my thing is that when you're manifesting or when you're having sex magic, and you're holding it, the fact that you can hold it in is amazing, is great, because you want to have a build-up. You don't want to have it before like 15 minutes and stuff like that. I mean, that's just me and my stuff. Now, you want to have that build-up, but when you throw it, bring it into the world, when you ejaculate, you're tossing and putting all that energy out into the universe. You know what I mean? Like, remember that when you ejaculate, there are millions of cells. I mean, there's so many sperm cells, protein. I mean, there's so much energy and life that you're throwing out into the world. So just imagine, how sometimes you put things in a bucket or you write things so you can manifest it. I really believe in writing as well. Writing, ripping stuff up, making a new writing, whatever. Like, that's the whole part of it. And especially for me, it is. And for me, like, when I let it out, it's like I'm holding it, I'm squeezing it, and I let it out with that intense intention that I have in mind. So Daniel, if you want to do that, I mean, you probably could do that, because we want to remember too that when you talk about magic and things like that, it's all about will. It's all about will. It's all about consistency, and it's all about a plan. You know, whether you're doing ceremonial stuff, whether you're devising your plan specifically, because no matter what we do, whether you want to pray, whether you want to have magic, whether you want to go to work, you have to have that will, that consistency, and you have to have a plan. You can't just come up and say, well, I want to manifest $1 million, and just sit down and just, and just keep trying to manifest it in a way that there's no plan to it. I mean, we have to actualize it. We have to put things in place, or we have to follow certain steps. You can't half manifest something and then have something else, or you know what I mean, or like kind of do something. Like, you got to go in. So Daniel, as far as that goes, like, I gotta release it. I gotta release that into the atmosphere. I don't know where it's gonna land, but it's going into the atmosphere.
Oh, there is Dr. Baruch, to your point, Wizard. Dr. Baruch says that whenever a man ejaculates, he is releasing so much energy that he himself does not have ejaculatory orgasms unless there is the opportunity for him to have a baby. So he would, and unless he's going to create another human being, and he has 6 children. So he says that he is not going to do it. He's not going to do it unless he's going to have a baby. But now, of course, in Tantra teaches Dr. Z, Reverend Z. Hi, Reverend Z. Oh my goodness, Reverend Z, you're making me so happy. Reverend Zakia Lana says, blessings, Reverend Val and Brother Wizard. Your Yoni Reverend Day Z. Was awesome. Woo! Reverend I learned Z. A lot. I need some sex magic to manifest my blissful life. I'm listening and ready to get it on. One love. Say hi to Reverend Z. Say hi to Reverend Z, everybody. Reverend Z is in the house. I love Reverend Z. Reverend Zakia Lana. She's in Baltimore too. So let's talk about the mechanics of it a little bit. One of the ways, ladies.
Let me touch a little bit on what you said. You mentioned that the doctor told you that men don't do that unless they're gonna have a baby, right?
No, he said he doesn't do it unless he's gonna have a baby. Like, unless there's not necessarily unless he's gonna have a baby, unless there is the opportunity for him to have a baby. So let's say that he's with the woman that he wants to have a child with because he has 6 children, and that was the best use of his sperm ever. But he also says that there's so many calories in it. There's so many energy molecules. There's so many, chromosomes. He has it all calculated down. He wouldn't, where it wouldn't have the possibility of creating a baby. That's what his, take on it is.
Well, he's absolutely right in many senses. And the reason I brought you back to this point is because I wanted to touch on an important point. And that point is that if we look at it, right, all of nature, right, all the animals and insects in this world all follow the rules of Mother Nature. They have sex when it's mating season.
True.
We're the only animals that decided to have open season all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Humans are the only ones who said, I'm horny all the time. I'm going in. You know what I mean? So I wanted to tell you that because it's crazy, because if you look at it, animals aren't out smashing and having sex all the time everywhere. Like, I think one of the few ones are maybe dogs, and that's why they call people dogs, and they're like, "Oh, you a dog," because they're just like, "Yeah."
I think it's
whenever I can get it, but everybody else is in order, even rabbits. I mean, like, it's crazy. So we're not really supposed to be have an open season like that. That doesn't mean we can't practice and we can't have internal ejaculatory experiences. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But like what he said. I know what the doctor's saying something different, but I wanted to touch on that because part of that is true. And I mean, sperm is amazing. I don't think you should be wasting it. But go ahead.
Yeah, like
you were saying.
Yeah, you're right. He would never have it like in a condom. That would just never happen. He would have it in a woman entering a womb where there was the possibility, even if she didn't get pregnant, he's depositing it. In other words, it's like putting seed on fertile ground. That's what he's doing. And he also, he's a naturopathic doctor, and I really love Dr. Baruch so much, and I love what he teaches. And one of the things he also says is that he taught himself to have orgasms anytime and all the time. Men just have not been taught how to have an orgasm without an ejaculation. They do not go together they don't have to go together. I don't have a penis, so I don't know, but from what I hear, they don't have to. Yes?
I can't hear you.
Go. Oh, can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, okay. You just said they don't have.
Oh, okay. Say that again.
The last thing I heard was that you said they don't have to go together.
Have to go together. And what he also said was that he taught himself how to have orgasmic moments all the time. So in other words, he could have an orgasmic moment brushing his hair. He could have an orgasmic moment. He trained himself, he experienced himself orgasmic moments, not only when involved in orgasm, in intercourse with another person. And this is exactly what we love teaching here on Tantra Talks. You are a self-actualized, you are a self-realized being. You do not have to have another person to practice Tantra. We call it self-cultivation, right? We talk a lot about self-cultivation. You do not have to have a partner to practice sex magic, and you do not have to have a partner to develop yourself sexually and to use the tantric energy to create anything you want in your life. So that's one of the things that he taught himself, is to how these orgasmic moments without having intercourse.
Yeah.
Comments. Does he have classes on that? That's a good question, Arlene. I haven't never seen Dr. Baruch, right? Isn't that a great class to have? It's a good question, Arlene. I have never seen Dr. Baruch have classes on that. However, if you reach out to him, maybe on Facebook, and chat with him a little bit about it, I'm sure, or maybe we could ask him to do a class on it. I'm sure he could teach on that, because he teaches, and Dr. Baruch, his tongue is not tied. He is so outspoken. He says anything to anybody, and the things that Dr. Baruch says would just have your, it just blows your wig right off. Dr. Baruch, he goes there. So let's talk a little bit about my daughter says, so how do you actually practice sex magic? And I'll share from the female perspective how I practice it. Wiz, you want to share what your practice is, or what you would share with other people about it?
Well, I just did earlier, but I'll touch on more than what I said earlier. But go ahead.
Okay. Look at Emir Otto. Oh my goodness. It's awesome to be covered. Oh my goodness, be covered by your wisdom and magical love. And the addition of the wizard is really authentic and true, God. Your yoni class I've shared with many. Oh, the yoni class is a big hit, Wiz. This is Emir Otto from down in Florida. How are you? Mwah, 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 mwah. Much love to you. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're here. And Loba says, oh, but it's so much fun with a partner. It's true. It is a lot of fun with a partner. And
I said it is, Loba. I was agreeing with Loba.
It's fun with a partner. However, how can you have the ultimate experience with a partner? by having the ultimate experience with yourself. Wiz said something very powerful maybe about 2 weeks ago, that if you do not know how to pleasure yourself or all your hot spots, how are you going to teach somebody else? So it still begins with self. You want to roll? How you do it? How you recommended it? What's your favorite? What's your favorite way?
Didn't you just say you were about to share?
I can share. Yes.
We're waiting. You said.
Inquiring minds want to know. So this is for women.
Look, hey, look. All the women are like this. All the women are like this. They're like, come on. You can't be passing the ball now. Look,
Wiz, you are a trip, man. You are a trip.
I touched on it earlier, but I'm gonna share it, and I'm gonna talk about what I looked at. Can you hear me?
Yes.
And I'm gonna share how did I even first learn about it without knowing about it. How sometimes people do it without even knowing about it. Because I know when I was a kid, I was like, oh Lord, what's happening? But anyway, go ahead, share for the ladies so they can sit back and they can some of them gonna have to put their seatbelt on probably.
So this is the way that I have found Sex Magic works beautifully. Remember, in magic, as Wiz shared earlier, the big part of magic is the will. That means your intention. So with sex magic, as in all magic, a very important part of magic is the release. And many people do not release. In magic, you must release your intentions in every spell we've ever done, in every magical practice. You must release what you created, whether you created it with sex magic, herb magic, candle magic, there's voodoo, hoodoo, there's all kinds of magical practices, right? Once you do your spell, you must release it to the universe and move on and know that it's done, it's working, it's going to return to you at the perfect time in the way that you prescribed in your spell. So the moment of release in sex magic, as you go into pleasuring yourself or pleasure with your partner, as you go into the pleasure, you have your intention in your mind, right? Keep it very simple. It's not like you're thinking about what you're going to do, because if you're too much in the head, you're not in the body, in the full experience of it. Yes. So you begin with your intention. And let's say your intention is to manifest a car. Because, people need cars. So let's just say it's a car. And you have in your mind, before you go into your mind, into your sexual experience, this idea of a car, what it will mean for you, what it will mean for your life. And you start actually feeling the feelings of what this car would mean for you in your life. Is it freedom? Because see, never are we really after an object. We're always only after a feeling. Everyone is after a feeling. You're not after a new house. You're after, how will you feel when you get inside this new house? You're not after paying, tuition for your kids. My daughter's tuition's coming up. You're thinking, you're feeling the ease, knowing everything is paid. That's a feeling. You're not after, and a feeling of success. Yes, that you're sending your kids to great schools. It's a feeling of accomplishment, achievement. See, everyone's after a feeling. So you start to feel that feeling now. So what's the feeling this new car is going to bring you? Is it freedom? Is it luxury? Is it more ease in your life because you're, going around public transportation or whatever the case may be? So you get into the feeling, even before you get into the sex magic, you get into the feeling of what it will be. Is it freedom? So you're feeling the feeling of freedom. As you enter into the sexual experience, you're feeling the freedom to express, freedom to love if you're with yourself, freedom to self-cultivate. If you're with a mate, freedom to love this mate fully in this moment. And then women, ladies, before the orgasm, as you feel it mounting, Right before the orgasm, you release. You release the desire, this intention. You release it into the universe, and it's going to take wings, and you will see it fly. And what happens is, Oprah, you can't get what you want. No one can. To be delivered to you. See, no one can get what we want. I can't get what I want. No, you can't get what you want. You must give your desires to the universe. You work them as Wiz said, with your plan. You work it, you work it, you work it, and it will be delivered to you. So you are going to release it just before the orgasm. You release it. That will give you the free fullness and the freedom to enjoy the orgasm, mounting, mounting, mounting. Then you're in this orgasmic state where nothing's on anyone's mind in the orgasmic state, right? It's orgasmic. Your mind is gone. You're in the bliss zone. You're in a whole another experience. And then have this fabulous full body orgasm. Women, we want to work to have full body orgasms. That means removing energy blocks. That means clearing your meridians. The best thing for that is tapping, 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 tapping on your meridian points. So sometimes we tap, clear yourself, clear your energetic body. And then you can have these full blown orgasmic experiences. If you pay very close attention during an orgasm, you will see exactly where your energy is blocked. Because an orgasm would just shoot through your whole body and out through your head and all through the universe, right? If you notice that your leg, that the energy is shooting down your leg, let's say, and it stops at your knee, hyper aware during orgasm, you'll be amazed. You will find energy blocks in your body, and then you can clear them. So that's a version of how I do sex magic. And we do have a textbook version of how to do sex magic that includes 3 very important liquids. The first liquid is the pre-orgasmic moisture of a woman that's in the vagina. Liquid is the sperm from the man, is the ejaculate from the man, semen from the man. And the third liquid is the actual orgasmic ejaculation of a woman, because a woman does ejaculate as well during sex. And so you take those 3 and you swirl them together in a cup, in a goblet. You can put them in a drink, and actually you think of your intention, and with these 3 together that form a baby, this mixture, this is a cocktail, you actually drink it, you and your partner, and manifest what you desire. Now, I have not used that exact sex magic, and the steps are in many books on magic, high magic. I don't use that method, but I do know that magicians do use that method as well.
I'm definitely not using that.
You're not swirling the cocktail around and drinking it.
No.
You can put it in lemonade. What's your favorite drink? Lemonade, iced tea?
Energy's strong enough. No, my energy's strong enough. I'm not against it as far as people doing it, because, I truly believe that when it comes to these kind of topics and things that you want to do, you really have to go with how you feel and what you believe, because that's one of the biggest things, is actually your level of belief. You know what I mean? I mean, like, we can't have common sense when you're talking about stuff like this, because none of it is going to be common sense. It's all about the will, your belief, your execution, and your follow through. As far as me, it's very similar. And like I mentioned earlier, the only thing that I might mention is that, give me 1 second. Is my phone not charging? Why is it saying the battery's low? That's crazy. The charger's on. The only thing that I could maybe help explain to people, which I normally don't explain a lot of times, because I do it kind of naturally. When you're having sex or when you're making love, for me, it's always more like of a spiritual thing anyways. And like, it's more of a putting my partner into a meditative state. You know what I mean? And relaxing them and kind of, so like I visualize like the energy coming into my head and like the energy coming into the space. Like, so I take it more like it's similar to what you're saying. It's similar to what I'm saying, but I'm just going to break up some other details like we said we're going to do. So I start feeling the energy coming from above, from into my head. so that I can start clarifying and purifying what I'm doing, and so that I can have clear thoughts, so that I can start to fill my body with the energy and attaching the things that I want to it. If I'm by myself, that's what I'll take, and I'll make sure that it's longer than 15 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, whatever, whenever time, as long as it's after 15 minutes, it's pretty fine, depending on what level of energy you want to put in it, or where you're at emotionally, that you want to be satisfied or not. But when I'm with someone else that's not into that kind of stuff, I will just try to get them in a meditative state. I'll take them and I'll relax them from head to toe, so that then I can kind of join our energies. Because once I get them relaxed, then I'll get myself into it, and then I'll join our stuff. Like I'll make sure that our energies and our breath are even intertwined, so that I can kind of use them. They might not even be aware of it. You know, as I'm breathing out and they're breathing in, like I am swirling that energy, and I am manifesting what I want, and I'm digging into it, and I'm digging into her, and I'm digging into it. There's a whole lot of digging going on. And when I release it, this time it depends when I'm with the person, because I need to make sure that she's at a point of release, so that I can release after or during the same time. And I make sure that I'm intense about it, and that I'm intense with my intentions and with what I'm putting out into the world. So, you know, whether if I'm on top, you know, there's going to be a lot of squeezing, and I'm going to make sure that that intensity is out into the universe and through the person that I'm going to, because a lot of times we don't have someone that's into that. So we're going to have to push for them as well. And you can still manipulate and move their energy and their chi. So, that's really where I'm at with it, as far as those details go.
Profound, because I love that, once again, even if you're with a person who's not into it, as some of the comments say, it's okay. You do it, right? You do it. Want to hear some more comments, Wiz? Yep.
Yeah, let's go to the comments. But also, when you're doing it, if you cannot manipulate or direct that person's energy, it might be a little selfish, but go into it yourself. Because you have to learn to kind of do it yourself before you can carry somebody else into it. And if they're not about it, then you're just gonna have kind of nothing. So you can kind of go into yourself and start to branch it out into their area, if or when you can. And remember, it doesn't hurt. Just practice, practice, practice.
Practice, practice, practice. We call it self-cultivation, right? In Tantra, self-cultivation, work with yourself. Because I'm hearing a lot of comments from the women on never had a full body orgasm, May. Never had a full body orgasm. May also says, I don't know what it feels like. Loba says, this is so interesting. Abani Edison, I'm always want to learn to do sex magic. Please teach. Yes, that's what we're talking about here. So that was a comment a while ago. Also, have you found when you're on your menstruation cycle, it interferes? Oh, it intensifies sex magic. Very interesting. Be your best you. That's Gracie. Hey, Gracie. How you doing, Gracie? Mwah. How you doing, love? This is my... Don't take on the whole menstruation thing. We also talked about menstruation with regard to the yoni eggs last week, and with regard to sex magic. Consider what menstruation is, and one of the best I have ever heard for menstruation is this: it is the bloody tears of a disappointed uterus. And I heard that from my very first, she wasn't a midwife, she was a coach for breath work. I wanted to have natural childbirth coach. I heard my first baby, Corey Evans, the amazing artist, and I wanted no drugs for his birth. I had no drugs whatsoever, wanted no drugs for any of my children's births. So I had to have complete you know, breathing really down pat for the labor and delivery. And she was my first labor, you know, breath coach, natural childbirth coach, basically. And we went to the 6-week class. And she said menstruation are the bloody tears of a disappointed uterus. So what is really happening here? What's happening is a release. It's a release. So during the time of menstruation, it's really the time for resting your body, because your body is releasing. It's a time of purging. It's a time of turning within, being still. It's not a time to put things out into the universe. It's a time to turn within and be with yourself and rest your body. It's a recuperating period. So I do not do sex magic during menstruation. Of course, that's a completely personal, completely up to you. I'm just sharing how it flows for me. I didn't mean to say flows, no pun intended on that one. I never had a full body orgasm. I didn't mean that. Never had a full body orgasm. Ladies, this is why this show is so critical. Ladies, you must master your orgasms, have full body orgasms, and have plenty orgasms. Really, women, you're supposed to have 7 to 10 orgasms a week. You're supposed to have a good 7 to 10 orgasms a week. And if you are not having daily orgasms or, orgasms throughout the day, I might have a mini orgasm, and you don't have to have an orgasm only in sexual activity. You can have a breath orgasm. You can have a meditation orgasm. You can get into these orgasmic states doing other things, because what is orgasm except expansion in consciousness? It's a rapid expansion in consciousness that involves the whole body, that involves the whole energetic field, perhaps you and another, and it is explosive, and it's a surge of energy. Yeah, you can experience that in many things. And I have had meditative orgasms. People have had orgasms in their sleep. Ladies, have more orgasms.
Happy wife, happy life.
Hello, women, have more orgasms and have the full body orgasm. And here's the best way to start to have the full body orgasms. Work with your breath. Really, since everything is intention. What's your intention? Set your intention that you desire to have full blown orgasm. Set that intention. Then, as you go into the orgasmic state, breathe, move the energy up. This is the practice of Tantra. Tantra is about breath work as well. Tantra is really about oneness with the divine and union with the one, and using sex as the pathway to union with the one. And God is sex and sex is God. So this is a oneness practice. When you're one with the whole universe, isn't that an ongoing orgasm? Isn't it?
Yes. Now, when we're talking about being oneness and being with the universe, it's also key to go back to the basics. And a lot of women are not having this, is one, because they don't have, or they haven't had a partner that's able to help them with that. But two, the other part is that physically they might not be ready for it because they're not able to relax, or they're not able to release, or they have blockages that they're unaware of. You know what I mean? So when a lot of times you talk about the breathing, that's really key. And then the other part of it is from my experiences, I've seen that a lot of the women that have those issues are not able to meditate, have certain issues that helps block them. Because remember that when we talk about meditating, we're talking about breathing, we're talking about clearing your mind, we're talking about connecting with source, we're talking about letting the light come in through your whole body. So there has to be a level of consciousness, there has to be a level of comfort, there has to be a level of security in yourself as a person, as a sexual being, as a queen or as a king. So a lot of times we have to go back to those basics and start digging into what blockages we may have and why are we not able to relax to get to that state. You know, it's most of the time is if you have a good partner, he can take you there, but like we have to learn to do that amongst ourselves. And meditation, even though it's not necessarily a sexual practice, it's really good for that kind of stuff. I find, and I tell a lot of my people, like, practice meditating. I don't want to meditate, but you're not having any orgasms and you're really uptight. You know, like either meditate or I'm gonna have to, I guess, go in the room and coach you guys. And I'm not really, look, that's not really where our plan is at right now. You know, but I'm pretty sure that you're super uptight during some instances, and it's we have to learn to relax our entire body and our being. You know, so there's always more than just the sexual aspect of it. There's a lot that's always connected to it.
Yes. Isn't everything really spiritual when you really come to the essence of it? Everything is spiritual. Everything. Comments. So it looks like our peeps are not with the cocktail. It looks like they're not with the three-part cocktail. Looks like for
hold on. Our peeps and the Wiz are not with the cocktail.
Well, I for one, I would try it only because magicians swear by it. I would try it once because really, ladies, if you consider it, hasn't everyone already done it? If you've done a quote unquote a blowjob, you've already had it in your mouth, and if you've ever swallowed, you've already drunk it. So what's the difference? And then you just swirl some of yours in with it, and well, there you have it. Okay. Oh my God, tell me more on low myself.
Oh, I'm saying, listen, as far as the issue that I have with it is that I don't need I don't need 10 million sperm cells that are highly undigestible in my stomach. Really, like if I'm gonna drink a female cocktail, I'm all about that. You can put it all, I'll drink all of it. It could be a gallon. I'll pour the whole gallon in my mouth. I'll walk around with the gallon and I'll drink it throughout the day. If it's the female stuff, but I don't really want my stuff. I don't need my kids swimming around. Let's disperse that to the universe and let the universe take care of that. Female cocktail.
I got you. Okay.
I'll take a straw to it. Take it straight to the head.
Woo! All righty then. Life on the Move Line says, I've never had 7 to 10, just 3 orgasms in a week. So up your orgasms. I'm not telling you all to run out there and have sex with everything moving. I'm saying that you can have orgasms with yourself. All right. And I'm sure if you are a lady with a man and you tell your wonderful man that you want to have more orgasms, I don't think he's going to protest at all. I think he'll be very happy to fulfill that request. Just tell him, I was watching The Witch and the Wizard, and they told me that.
Don't get us in trouble. Hold up. Don't get us in trouble. Don't get our people banned from watching the show.
No, they're made to want to watch it more. Like,
I don't know. There's gonna be some couples that are like, yo, that's too much work. We're not doing all of that.
You're not doing all of that? Too much? Okay. Also, May really is having some. May says, I don't meditate. What's wrong with me? Nothing's wrong with you, May. There's nothing wrong with you. Sacred Conjures says blockages, diet, breathing, trust. Absolutely. Life on the Move Line said a partner is stressful. A bad partner is stressful. A bad partner has to get out of bed. Just say, this is not working. I remember one of my sisters, she was having this experience where the man was just pumping, and nothing was happening. She stopped him. You know, it's almost like she was there, you know, looking at her nails and thinking about what she was going to make for breakfast the next morning and stuff like that. Then after a while, she was like, look, this is not it. This is not going to work. And you ain't pumping me raw. Let's end this right now. So Life on the Move Lot, a bad partner does not have to be stressful. Communicate. And I don't really believe there's such thing as a bad partner. Simply, are the two of you matched? Some people are like this. They're not a match. And are the two of you both in alignment? If you are matched, then are you in alignment with this experience? Is this an experience both of you want to have now? Do you both feel safe? That's a big part of it. That security thing, that feeling safe thing, that's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Be your best you. Yeah, especially for women. We have to feel safe, because if a woman doesn't feel safe, and let's face it, many women have had molestations, rapes, and abuse. And because there was that violation of trust, it's difficult to man present, it's difficult for them to fully relax, just meld into it and allow. It's a lot of allowing for a woman. A woman has to open up and allow, right?
And it doesn't even have to be as deep as the rape and or the molestation. It could be anything. It could be insecurity. It could be you not feeling comfortable with your body, you not thinking you're good enough. It could be past bad relationships that it wasn't a heavy thing, but or it could be you not trusting him, you not knowing if his stuff is somewhere else, or if you're really what he wants, or if he's even really what you want. I'm saying it is so sensitive at times that it could be detrimental, because not all couples have this huge spark and this huge fire. They all should, and they should find it. But I'm saying these small things add up. All right. Now remember, stones piled up can pile up pretty high. So these things pile up. So we have to really dig and clean ourselves from whatever we have and some of the strings that we have attached to things. But go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
So profound. It's true. We got to do our inner work. We have to do our inner work. Also, Be Your Best You says, yes, so true. Is if I attempt to have an orgasm as a stress reliever and I haven't relaxed, it ain't happening. That's right. It's not happening. Women, you must have that relaxation, and you get to practice the relaxation in meditation. That's why we keep saying in Tantra, meditative practices, breathing, turning within, feeling that energy. See, you're mastering the energy in your own body. If you can't master the energy in your own body, how are you going to be able to be with someone else and really master the energy and stir up the energy? All right. Wiz said he would drink all of it. Her eyes, she has an emoji of about 10 eyes popping out. Wizard, about you drinking the whole gallon of the lady stuff. Okay. That sounds like first time.
I'll be here like this with the gallon, like, hey, I'll be here like this. Girl, you done drink me the drink. But listen, I just heard something.
What did you hear?
Something in the air. Oh Lord, I lost it. I lost it. I just heard something. It was for somebody, but it's okay. It'll come back to me.
Okay, it sounds like. Also, Emir says magic requires masculine and the divine feminine to manifest. Absolutely. Sacred Conjure says spiritual cleansing could definitely help. Absolutely. Loba says feeling completely comfortable with your partner helps you relax, and it's way easier to have an orgasm. Absolutely.
Yes,
so,
Loba.
And Daniel Hogan says, I definitely have drank the juice before. So see, Daniel's with me. We would drink. Hey, toast. We could even toast.
Hold on, Val. He didn't say the concoction. He didn't say the concoction. He didn't say the cocktail.
Very true. Pardon me. I'm still on the 3-part cocktail, but we don't have to hold the cocktail. All right. Also, one more. There was one more that I saw that I want to make sure and speak to. Oh no. Emir says, oh, Life on the Move lot. Pardon me. Said I meant just 3 orgasms at a time, not a week. I said, oh, pardon me. I was trying to get you up. Life on the Move lot said 3 at a time. Pardon me. Get yours. Okay. Get yours. Also, I definitely drank the juice before. Okay. Oh, Emir Otto says for a wizard, he's kind of squeamish. He's rather squeamish. That ain't about being squeamish. He just ain't drinking the male juice. He'll drink the lady juice, but he ain't drinking the cocktail. And mind you, this is not someone else's cocktail. This is your own. So Wizard said he ain't drinking that cocktail. So no, I guess that's choice. And that's the whole point of the show.
I didn't say that. Wait a minute. What I said was, I haven't done that cocktail. I mean, for me to drink that cocktail, I gotta be ready to manifest something that I'm like, oh Lord, I need everything in it. I need all of this. I'm about to download the mother load. But I don't see me having to do that, because just doing it how I do, it's enough to do what it do.
Okay, that's awesome. It works for you. That's all that matters. Daniel Hogan said, how do you know I didn't? I was like, woo, okay, Daniel.
Okay, D. Hogan. All right.
Do you, boo?
Where's Brown Boy at? What's Brown Boy saying about this? Where's Brown Boy at?
Where is Brown Boy? We haven't heard from Brown Boy this tonight. Because Brown Boy usually is very vocal, has a lot to say. Also, one of the things that I love about Sex Magic as well is that it is once again connected to the divine. We're connected to the divine, just like Tantra. We're connected to the divine. Anything that lives, I was just watching a beautiful teaching today from Psalm Isadora, and I'm going to put her name in the chat because I absolutely love Psalm Isadora. And she said something so powerful today. She was talking about her experience about growing up in a cult. Was the principal of the school, and her father molested 10 of the little girls at the school. One day her mother told her, your father, sat her down and said, your father molested 10 of the little girls at the school. And then this is what the mother said to her: happened to you. Now the mother already knew that it happened to her, that the father had done it to her too. But she said to her, it never happened to you. So basically what she was telling her is, this is a secret. You're never going to say anything about it. And she said, literally, it felt like a hand, her throat chakra, which she didn't know it was her throat chakra back then. She said, literally, she felt like she was like 10, 11 or something like that. Like a hand went on her throat and was choking her. And she said it stayed there for the longest. You're not going to get orgasmic energy through that. So you're not going to be able to get your orgasmic energy to move up through your head and through the crown chakra and join it with God. So because she had that experience, her sexual experiences were just mired with a lot of shame and in the clot and dirtiness. That's what all of that was on top of her sexual experiences and in the sexual experience where she had to completely free herself. And she said she's through a series of events, found herself in India, and she found her guru, her Tantra teacher in India, in the jungle. And she studied with him. And she studied with him for a very long time. And he taught her that Tantra and sex is the most holy thing that two people could do. And he took it it was so high vibration, the way he taught it to her and the way she, came to understand it. It had no shame on it. It had no guilt on it. It had none of that on it. Release it. And then he said, now you go back and teach people what you learn. And Psalm Isadora is her name. And she teaches about tantric sex. And this is what she said: work with thousands of people all over the world. CEOs, business people, business people, all kinds of people all over the world. And this is what she said. That's true of everyone. She said, everyone could have a better experience of sacred. All of us can have a better experience. If you do not experience God, having sex with God, that literally is it. Having sex with the whole of the universe. We all can get better at sacred sexuality.
Yes, and so true.
Mm-hmm. Her name is Psalm Isadora, and I'm going to put it in the chat for us so you all can look her up. I love her teachings. I love her, love her, love her. And her first name is actually Psalm, like the book of Psalms. Psalm Isadora. And she teaches with Mind Valley as well. I know that's a little bit off of the topic of sex magic. However, it did feel like it was coming through as something to share with us here tonight. Wiz, did it come back to you?
What what I was gonna say?
Yes.
No, it was something about, it was a message, but it's okay. It was something about just someone that's out there that's might be lacking a lot of self-confidence and having these blockages because of some of the stuff that they're dealing with. So I was just talking about being confident, but I don't remember exactly what it was, so it's okay.
I think your message may be for because Maya, I hope I'm saying her name right, M-A-I. May, tell me if I'm saying your name right. I had an experience which also had me feeling that sex and oral sex was dirty for a long time. So as a child, she said.
Oh, that's what she's saying?
Mm-hmm.
How does she feel now? How do you feel now, Mai?
And Loba says, thank you both for sharing all this wisdom. Daniel Hogan says, all this talk is making me hungry, LOL.
Hey, Daniel, get that cocktail, Daniel.
Daniel, time for a toast. Mama, a Google user, says, oral sex is so fun. More of the giving and receiving. Yes. May says, I dreamt this, Val. Oh, wow. Deja vu. Big time right now.
Wow.
Woo! We love deja vu.
Wow. So
I feel like that's what your message is about. Is your message about May? Is that a message to her?
I don't know. I guess so. I just heard it earlier, and I just wanted to share it, but I didn't want to cut you off. I didn't want to interrupt you. You were speaking.
Go right ahead.
Well, next time I will.
Go right ahead. Also, Sacred Conjure says that was important to share. Yes, May. Thank you for sharing that. And Daniel Hogan says, I like oral sex. I think a lot of people love oral sex, and probably
Lord.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
People love oral sex.
Oh my God. Yes.
Want to speak anything about the sex magic with regard to that?
To the oral sex?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you want to speak about it? I mean, it's all in the same context, more or less. Are you doing something different? Because I'm not doing anything different with the oral sex. I mean, for me, that's all part of the prep. You know, the prepping and getting my partner to where I want them to be. You know, and that's part of the whole sedation and meditative state that I need them to reach. So yeah, I'm not doing anything different with that. Plus, that's something that I'm really passionate about anyways. So like, it's going down.
Hello. And we have a newcomer, I believe. I haven't seen this name before. Hello, Oris Oasis. Hi, everyone. Welcome, Oris Oasis. It says, in order to truly perform sex magic, you have to heal from sexual trauma. Yes, you have to heal from sexual trauma. So it's not off topic. Yes, so it's not off topic. It's absolutely true. And so many of us experiences where the sex and the shame came together, and really there's no shame in sex. Sex is the most wonderful thing ever, and it is the way all of us arrived here, except of course for people who may have had in vitro fertilization or things like that. Yet there still was the union of the egg and the sperm, the ovum and the sperm still had to come together. So that's still sex, even if the sex was not performed exactly a penis and a vagina. And there's a lots of sex that's not performed a penis and a vagina. So there's lots and lots of like the flowers are having sex right now. It's Beltane. The flowers are having sex.
What do you think about Oris's comment? Because I agree, but I have a different perspective and thought as well. Like, what do you think about his comment, which is completely true? But what do you say?
Oris Oasis, I have a feeling Oris Oasis, I'm perhaps is a sister. I think, I'm not sure. I don't know for sure.
I'm so sorry. Well, his or hers, the comment. What do you think?
I do love the healing. I do believe that to truly perform sex magic, you have to heal from sexual trauma. It is not off topic, right on time. Awesome. I do believe that your sex magic will get better and better and better the more we're healed. Yet the healing is such an ongoing thing, right? We got to begin where we are right now.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at. That's where I wanted to comment, because I didn't want certain people to say, oh, well, let me do this before I do anything, because I don't usually tell my people that. And Oris is definitely right, but I don't tell my people that because, one, we don't know we're not always aware of the level of damage or how is it really affecting what they're manifesting. That's one. And then two, I just am not always, unless I'm with them and in their head 24 hours, I don't know when or what's going to spark what. So I have to let them go and continue to go on with it and kind of like help them and push them, because it's all about also, there's two things that have to meet. I mean, you do have to be cleansed and you do have to have your stuff in order. But now, if it was so simple, everybody would just do it. Everybody can't will themselves to do things. Everybody can't be consistent with certain things. Everybody can't put all the physical effort into it as well, because even the emotional, because it's a process. It's a process. It's something that's ongoing, and you don't just say, "Ooh, let me manifest this. Let me do it one time," and expect for it to happen. That might not necessarily happen, because I mean, it's just that there's so many variables that are in place. Your life, where you are, what work you've done before, what work do you need to do, how messed up are you, like Oris was saying. So I don't like to tell people timelines or, well, do this first or do that or don't do this. And I know that's not what Oris is saying, but
yes, because she has a comment too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like to keep it more as go with it, practice it, because at some point you pick up things, whether it's the mechanics of it, whether it's the practice of it, whether it's the consistency. There's things that you work on, and at some point, it will all come together. At some point, it'll all come together. But I just wanted to make sure I said that, because I didn't want some people to think, oh, wait, so I need to get all my stuff cleared out before I try this. No, you don't.
Before I engage in sex magic. Yeah, you can engage in it now. And everything is a practice, isn't it?
Actually, you're at home. You can engage in it right now.
While you're watching the show.
Let us know how it turns out.
Put it in the comments.
Oh my God, I just had an idea. Hello? I can't hear you.
We're listening.
We might need to do a manifestation show where we're all manifesting something.
Yeah, Wizard, let's do it.
We might all need to do that. Because
a group manifestation would be so powerful.
Yeah, I can see that. Right here live. The cameras,
and you walk us through as a guided meditation.
Like this, the cameras might be off though.
We'll put the logos up as we engage in it. We'll hear your voice.
Oh,
Brown Boy is here. Hey, Brown Boy. Brown Boy says a lot of times when we were taught sex was a taboo topic, he said, I'm a proud freak. I know that's right, Brown Boy. Ori's Oasis. I realized Ori's Oasis. I just saw the little Ori's Oasis is a sister of Monique Warden. And that is wonderful. Sacred Conjurer. That's another Sacred Conjure woman. That's Dia from Facebook. Hi, Dia. How you doing? And she says she apologized. She says, didn't mean to, it says, yes, healing never ends.
Yes. She's right. She's right. And you're absolutely right. And I knew you were right. I just wanted to clarify for people who might not have had clarity. So
Loba says, more.
Loba, what does Loba say?
Loba says, I think sex magic can actually help with clearing past junk. Very, very true.
Yeah. And the practice of it, yeah. I think anything that we're doing as people, no matter what it is, whether it's sex magic, whether it's business, whether it's a love, whether it's a passion for something, whether you're obsessed with something, I think anything that we do, that we start to tap into a sixth sense, a higher level of consciousness, anything that we do when pertaining to that is always going to be a positive thing, and is always going to promote growth, and is always going to be something that's effective.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sacred Conjure said, OMG, this is the best. Yay! We got another hit show. We're going to be wrapping up, Wiz. We've been on here almost an hour and a half. It's about 12:24 now. Isn't that awesome? We know you can go all night. All nighter. We know that.
Let's do it.
I can go all night. Okay. So we know you can go all night. So how do we want to wrap up our peeps for this evening? What are your concluding comments we want to wrap up with our peeps for this evening?
Sex. It's all about the
Have plenty sex. And of course, do it in a way that honors the truth of who you are and honors yourself in your relationships. You know, something amazing that I saw yesterday, my group manifestation live on here. Oh yeah, Brown Boy likes that. Let's do the group manifestation. Guess what I saw yesterday? I was Wiz and I were texting about this or WhatsApping about this. Yesterday, I was watching Say Yes to the Dress. And there was a woman who came in for her dress. Oh, they love it. They love it. They said, let's go. They said, amen. They said, I agree. That our peeps, you done started something now, Wiz. Now.
We're going in.
We're going in. So yesterday I was watching Say Yes to the Dress. And on Say Yes to the Dress, there was, you know how the bride comes in with a group of people. Well, the bride came in with her husband, her fiance's wife. Wait a minute. This is your friend, this is your friend, this is your friend, and this is your fiance's wife? She said, yes. The man that I'm marrying has a wife. And so the wife was there and she was smiling. So the consultant looks at the wife and says, so your husband is marrying her? And she's smiling, yeah. And the new wife, the wife to be, is smiling too, yeah. So that they were in a polyamorous, they said polygamous. And I know that a polygamous relationship has a distinction from a polyamorous relationship. Yet a polyamorous relationship can also become a polygamous relationship, but they are not necessarily one and the same. So they were on the show together, right? Not exactly, not one and the same. So they were on the show together, watching the wife, because I wanted to really see how was she with this? How was she with sitting here knowing her husband is about to marry this woman, and that this woman has her there as an honored member, you know, of the group to help her pick out this beautiful dress. And the woman the fiance who was getting married, she tries the dress on, she loves it, and then she turns around and she says to them, to the people on the sofa, how do you like the dress? And they all, you can tell when it's the dress because people start crying and they're like, oh my goodness, you look so beautiful. And this is what the wife said that was so astounding to me. She said, and that was so huge to me. I was like, wow, that's huge, because we are so taught that, relationships have to exist in a certain construct. So Brown Boy, this is somewhat for you as well, because you were just making the comment about people are so used to opposite sex because that's what they were taught, boy, girl, Adam and Eve. And yet, as Brown Boy stated, be open to that's the same sex. So I would say, in addition to that, be open to many ways of relating. See, this is what came to me clearly today as I was meditating and preparing for the show. Because on Sundays, I turn deep within. It's my Sabbath day. I love Super Soul Sunday with Oprah. I really feed my soul, feed my spirit. I'm journaling. This is what came to me earlier today. Me. And really God and higher self said, God did not create marriage. We think God created marriage. They said y'all did. God created love. Okay? God didn't create marriage. We can tell that we created marriage because I was like, wow. Till today, I believe that they had taught me, and I never even questioned it, that God created marriage. God created this institution. And they told me clearly today, higher self said, God didn't create marriage. God created, y'all did. God created love. And wow, what an eye opener, like love. And then we took it and we did all different kinds of things with it. So whatever way of relating is loving and truthful and honest and right for you and the person you're with, that's loving and honoring, that's what we want you to do. That's all. Wiz?
That's all. That's it.
That's it. That's all.
It's all done.
That's all.
I do want to leave people a question. For those of you who have tried sex magic or not, or anything like this, I want you to look back in your past and think of times whether you were self-pleasuring or with somebody while thinking about something else or somebody else, and then that person comes to you. Have you ever done that? You can leave it in the responses because I think we're checking out. But I will tell you that if you really think about it and look back and you really, really wanted someone or something and you were making love to it, whether it's by yourself or with somebody else, it is not a coincidence that you see that person the next week, or that you run into that person, or that person calls you, or you see them and they're trying to have sex and you're like, oh my God, like we weren't even that cool. Now they want to smash. Or make love, or whatever you want to call it. It's not a coincidence. Just take a look back. Just take a look back. I know it works. I'm telling you it works.
Oh, it works. Oh, it works like a charm, because it is.
It
works. Oh, it does.
It does.
Oh, it does. Oh, it does. As a matter of fact, Mama Ia has a saying. She says, it's impossible to be thinking about somebody about you. Because when you know the consciousness, right? It's impossible for you to be thinking about somebody and fantasizing about somebody and them not be thinking about you. Because this whole consciousness is a pool. Currents are going out into the pool and the person is picking up some kind of current about themselves. You can sense it, you can feel it. There's some of you, even if it's not mentally clear, there is something in your energetic field that's picking it up. It's God in you that's picking it up. So it's happening. Wiz, you done got our people worked up about this because they're saying, "Ooh, yes, group manifestation. Set the date." Wiz husband said, "Let's go." Ha 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 ha. Love it. We need to set the date for the group manifestation.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna have to do it. I'm just saying. We ready to manifest things into our lives. Let's do it. Prosperity for all.
Prosperity for everybody. So Wiz, what are you recommending for that, or we'll let our people know?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. What am I recommending? I mean, there's all levels. There's all levels. Obviously, I'm thinking about the show, so I'm thinking about manifesting over Google Hangout. But I don't think that's the only way that it should or could be done. I mean, we have people in Canada, though. I mean, I don't know where we all going.
We could do it in our coaching program. You know, we got our coaching program coming up. We could do it in our coaching program. We can't give you all everything for free.
Hey.
What would you come to the retreat for, or come to the coaching program for? Can't give you everything for free. But we got a whole bunch of stuff up our sleeves that we will be unleashing. Don't make me laugh, man. Don't make me laugh. All right. We ready to wrap up? Is it a wrap, Wiz? Is it a wrap?
I guess so.
All right, peeps. We love you. I am so grateful for you. Thank you for being here. Comment, smash that like button, baby. Smash that share button, baby. And of course, subscribe to The Witch and the Wizard. You know the deal. And send folks right back here next Sunday night, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, thewitchandthewizard.com with more Tantra talks. And comment on this vid and give us show ideas too. We love hearing from y'all. We're here to serve you. We work for you. So let us know your show ideas. Love you, Wiz.
Love you. And
Peace.
thanks for coming.
Wow.
Peace.
Peace. Hold on, boo. Did you get a peek at the comments?